My name is Mighty Mike McGee. I'm the former poet laureate of Santa Clara County. I live in San Jose, California, and I am a dear friend of Jack McCarthy's, which makes me sound like I'm the dear friend. And I meant to say that Jack McCarthy is a dear friend of mine. But hey, as a flawed human, I'm just practicing what I do best, which is be human. I wanted to say thank you to the library for letting me submit this poem of Jack's. I also wanted to say that as a former kid who grew up with spina bifida and having been teased quite a bit growing up for having a birth defect that I had no control over, I learned that libraries were always a safe haven. They were always a place where not only could I feel like I belonged there, but that there was so much for me to learn thanks to the library, thanks to all of the books and media available to me. So not only could I get away from everything else, but I could enter into countless worlds thanks to the library. And so thank you. Every library has always felt like sort of an ice cream shop of the mind. 31 million flavors and no limits, you know. So thank you. This book, What I Saw, Poems by Jack McCarthy, is a delightful book. It's really wonderful. And if you knew Jack, you really get a sense of his sort of storytelling technique within his poetry. And I love him for that. It's one of many reasons I love Jack McCarthy. I'm going to read his poem Phlogiston, Jack McCarthy's Universe, for my first wife, the mother of my daughters. Early scientists observed that when wood burned, the ash weighed more than what they'd started with. They'd seen the fire eating at the substance. They'd watched the gray smoke form and rise and curl toward heaven. They believed that what was gone was element whose weight was negative. They named this element phlogiston, which means that which gets burned away. An element with negative weight. I love that explanation for the brilliance of its wrongness. Today we know that fire is oxidation, just like rust on an old car, although rust is too slow for the eye to know the change that's taking place. Not eating, but patient encroaching of the space by something uninvited. You and I started with so much going for us. I thought I was so good I'd never have to compromise, and you bought it. Did we love each other? We believed we did. Maybe it's the same. Gradually, the empirical data suggested I might have to give some ground on the peripheral issues, but certainly not on anything substantial. We sensed something we couldn't see. We weighed the evidence of phenomenal children. A bad tree cannot bear good fruit, we quoted to each other. But maybe there's a mercy in the universe that makes occasional exceptions to even the most rigid rule. Anomalies, we call them now. We weren't really a bad tree, more like a Rubik's Cube. We reconfigured relentlessly till finally just one square was out of place. Science today believes in antimatter. For every particle, there exists an equal other with opposite charge. When paired particles come together, they become pure energy. Tempting to think of energy as love, but particles can't combine unless the match is perfect. Compromise was an understatement in the end. I hung out a sign that said for sale, discreet at first, as on a home in Wellesley, but eventually more like a police auction of rusty cars abandoned over parking tickets, going each to some uncontested bidder interested only for the parts. Our particles came apart then, fled in opposite directions. What little energy was left dissipated. To each of us, it seemed the other was become antimatter, detectable only in cloud chambers. I started this poem as one more attempt to make you hear me say I'm sorry. And I am sorry that I ever seemed to you that the place your life went down with me was black hole. But even if we didn't get the big bang for our buck, well, maybe at the heart of creation is a fire, And wrong-headed as our theories might have been, they weren't wrong-hearted. And they did get us close to that fire for a little while as the universe measures things. Now, even with your feelings set carefully in the balance, I cannot say that we were going to try. I cannot say that we were wrong to try. Maybe what got burned away was of negative weight, the freight of illusion, phlogiston, and the fire did keep several people warm. High school teachers centuries from now will tell their students how we in the last millennium believed in something we called antimatter, and the kids will laugh and wait for teacher to tell them what they can believe in now. Thank you again.